I've always been fascinated by the secrets that lurk beneath the surface of small towns. Cheboygan, Michigan, with its quaint charm and picturesque lakeside setting, seemed like the perfect place to settle down and observe. Little did I know that I was about to uncover a tale of darkness that would haunt me for years to come. It all began when I first laid eyes on Melissa Johnson. With her flowing blonde hair and piercing green eyes, she was a vision of beauty and grace. A single mother of 4 equally stunning daughters, Melissa was the talk of the town, a paragon of strength and resilience in the face of tragedy. I watched as she diligently worked at the local toilet seat factory, her keen eye catching imperfections that others might miss. In the evenings, I'd see her at community events, always ready with a kind word or a helping hand. Her devotion to her daughters was evident in every interaction, from the way she cheered at their soccer games to the tender goodnight kisses she bestowed each night. But as I settled into life in Cheboygan, I began to notice oddities. Whispers in the grocery store, furtive glances exchanged between neighbors when Melissa passed by. It wasn't until I befriended old Mrs. Wilkins at the local diner that I began to piece together the puzzle. "It's a shame about David," Mrs. Wilkins had said one day, her voice barely above a whisper. Such a tragedy, his car ending up in the straits like that. I pressed for more information, and the story of Melissa's first husband unfolded. A tragic accident, they said. But the way Mrs. Wilkins' eyes darted around, as if afraid of being overheard, made me wonder if there was more to the tale. Then came Mark, husband number 2. A whirlwind romance that swept through town like a summer storm. But just as quickly as it began, it ended in tragedy. Mark's health declined rapidly, baffling doctors and leaving Melissa a widow once more. As I dug deeper, more strange occurrences came to light. Melissa's parents, once vibrant and healthy, now withered away from an undiagnosable illness. Neighbors who had crossed Melissa found themselves beset by a string of misfortunes: lost jobs, accidents, unexplained ailments. Yet through it all, Melissa remained a pillar of the community. Her composure never wavered, her dedication to her daughters never faltered. But there was something in her eyes, a glint of something that made my skin crawl whenever our gazes met. It wasn't until a stormy night in late autumn that I stumbled upon the truth. Unable to sleep, I had gone for a walk, drawn inexplicably towards Melissa's house. As I approached, I saw a flickering light in the basement window. Curiosity got the better of me, and I crept closer, peering through the gap in the curtains. What I saw chilled me to my very core. Melissa stood in the center of a room I had never seen before, surrounded by ancient tomes and flickering candles. Her lips moved in a silent chant, her eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. The air around her crackled with energy, and I watched in horror as objects began to float, defying the laws of nature. In that moment, the pieces fell into place. The accidents, the illnesses, the misfortunes, all orchestrated by Melissa. She was no victim of circumstance, but a practitioner of dark arts, using her powers to eliminate anyone who stood in her way. As I stumbled back home, my mind reeling from what I had witnessed, a terrifying realization dawned on me. Melissa's daughters, those beautiful, innocent girls, were being groomed to follow in their mother's footsteps. I had seen the way Melissa looked at them, not with the pure love of a mother, but with the calculating gaze of a predator eyeing its prey. Melissa Johnson, the beloved figure of Cheboygan, was not just dabbling in darkness, she was its very embodiment. A woman devoid of natural love or compassion, save for the twisted affection she held for her daughters. And as I write this, I can't help but wonder, how long before those girls, too, are consumed by the evil that courses through their veins? I fear for this town, for the unsuspecting souls who see only Melissa's mask of kindness. For in the heart of Cheboygan, a darkness grows, nurtured by a mother's twisted love and an insatiable hunger for power. And I, the unwitting witness to this unfolding horror, am left to wonder, what role will I play in the tragedy yet to come?